Welcome to the best outdoors program just off the shores of the mighty Red River. It's the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show, the heart and soul of all things related to God's great outdoors. Starring Gary McCoy, an all-around outdoorsman with a CMA Award for Best Personality in Radio. A man who excels in the radio world and needs no introduction to the outdoors, whether standing tall in the winner's circle or sitting low in the deer stand. Mike Eccles, the boss, tournament trail director, and outstanding duck hunting guide with a wealth of outdoors knowledge who's not afraid to give his opinion with or without the facts. His years of bass tournament experience ensures that rules are followed and anglers are kept in check. And last but not least, Daiwa and Ranger Pro Steve Graff, a member of the Northwestern State University Hall of Fame with years of bass tournament experience who continues his pursuit of a double-digit bass and championship stringers. So let's jump on the front deck and make that first cast with the legendary minds of the great outdoors. Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and the one and only Steve Graff. Take it away, guys.
Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. We are hooking up and tracking down 1130 The Tiger. Gary McCoy, along with the old Ranger Daiwa Pro staffer Steve Graff.
That's me.
And the muddy and Mike Eccles is here. We're live today. I don't know if you've noticed, but we sound a little bit different. We look a little bit different. We are live on location today.
We're still good looking, though.
Not in person.
Not in person. No, I don't know. I think we are. But
Bellevue Meat Processing in Bellevue, Louisiana is where you're going to find.
I don't have a man crush on none of y'all. I'm just saying. We're a good looking group.
I don't know.
Speaking of good looking, we're out here
you got those little socks on again today.
Yeah, we're out here with Carl and Chris Nesbitt. That's the only good looking ones out here.
Amen. You know what? I want to talk to Carla because I'm a little disappointed in her. She was going.
Be careful now. She's supplying our meals.
I know, but she was going to wait until today.
Yeah.
To introduce the brand new sausage.
Right. That
you can get when you come to get your deer processed.
Right.
That brand new sausage that they've just been waiting on, and people. And I talked to her Monday night at the kids' football game, and she said we couldn't wait.
Oh.
She said so many people got to beating us up, we couldn't wait. She said we had to go ahead and release it this past weekend.
Oh.
So we're not the first one.
We're not exclusive.
No.
Oh, man.
No. And I mean, so I
think it's just pack up and go.
Yeah.
Don't go. I'm staying till we eat.
Hey, this segment is brought to you by Steve Nichols and Specialty Traco. Also the gang at Despino Gym South Tire and the Landing Restaurant of Natchitoches, Louisiana. Of course, we are live today, Bellevue Meat Processing. We're going to be talking to Carla, talking to Chris, getting a little bit better idea as to, why this place has become the destination for anybody that's getting their deer processed. I mean, this is the spot.
Or pigs. Been some pigs brought in today.
Pigs brought in.
I was just in there a while ago, and I saw a picture of a pig, and I was going to ask them, you hear all these stories about these giant pigs.
Yeah.
And I want to know, matter of fact, we're going to ask Chris right now. Chris, what's the biggest pig on the hoof, wild hog you've ever had brought in? On the hoof. He's thinking.
When I have a 476 pounds.
470?
Yeah.
Wild. Came off of Barksdale Air Force Base.
Hey, look at that propane tank out there.
Hey, speaking of Barksdale Air Force Base, the guys that might have been trying to do a little bit of bow hunting out there over the last couple of days, I bet it's been rough. They're having that controlled burn out there.
Oh, that's where the smoke's coming from?
Bossier Parish has just been under this smog.
Wow. No, you don't know. You don't know anything about deer hunting the way I do it. We set fire to one end, you get on the other and wait on them. You'll triple the amount of deer you'll see in the morning. You got to shoot at them running. Their tail may be on fire, but they're easy to see.
And another thing that I want to talk about with you guys is, primitive weapons season starts Saturday.
Yep.
And runs for a week until regular season opens October the 28th, which is next Saturday. And, you consider the primitive weapons. It used to be that it was called muzzleloader season, because you could only use a regular muzzleloader, and there's Carla.
Oh, my God.
Carla, I was just telling on you on the radio.
The angel has landed.
She brought a candle.
She was supposed to have introduced this new sausage right here on the show, but no. She told me Monday night, no. People just were beating me up for it. I had to release it then. So the love is gone.
No, it's not here, baby. It's not here.
Right in front of you.
I was just going to ask you, why are you sitting in front of Eccles?
Because Eccles hadn't said anything bad.
Because she hasn't brought y'all's tray out yet.
Oh, okay, that's why. Well, I'm anticipating.
Let me tell you what, Carla. and Chris,
Okay. We've got jalapeno and cheese summer sausage, the
Yeah.
original snack sticks.
Yeah.
That's little baby boy
Yeah.
things. Green onion.
Hold on. Green onion smoked sausage.
And then the jalapeno cheese. She still has not brought out the new.
Yeah, it's being revealed at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, 12 o'clock noon.
Well,
Carla's
I'm not going to tell y'all
it's
it's got pineapple in it.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. If you want to stop by and visit with us, we'll hook you up with a Hooking Up and Tracking Down
We'll feed
baseball
you.
cap.
Yeah,
And we'll give you some of this new sample.
maybe, if
With
there's
a-
any left. Man, of course, I'm on the opposite end. I don't know how much I'm going to get.
Hey,
I
you
can
just
tell you right
reach
now.
across over
I am
here.
6'3", 7-foot wingspan.
And if you don't get a chance to get up here today, you got to get up here. Look at that. She brings us water and everything.
I just completely threw
You
my
got
dollar.
it. Is Leanne going to be working with you again? Okay, let me tell you. Okay. Between Carla and Leanne, what you do is you wait till the evening. And you come up here when Carla and Leanne have been here since daylight.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, it's the funniest two-woman show you have ever seen. You'll have snot bubbles 6 inches big
We
coming
need
out
to
of both.
record those sessions and play them back.
It's hilarious. They get slap happy
Oh, really?
and
Punch drunk.
punch drunk. And they've answered every.
There's your crackers.
Oh,
Steve.
thank you, Mike. I
Yeah,
think
so
I
you
love
don't get
crackers.
any sausage. You
They've
get crackers.
answered every stupid question that a hunter can ask. You know.
That would be
It's
Carla.
sort of like dealing with.
Could you write a book on
Tournament
the
fishing.
stupidest questions hunters ever asked?
None of my customers ask me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Boy, she avoided that deal.
The only stupid question is the one you don't ask.
Yeah. You hear, and I've been
You
standing
are
there when the
too nice.
stupid
You
questions
never
are
make it
asked.
in the fishing business.
You know, they've got these big signs. They've got these big signs. You know, hey, if you bring in an ice chest, it's got to have ice on it. Somebody will walk right up
right
there.
there.
Somebody will walk right up to the sign and go, "Does it have to have ice on it?" Yes, it's got to have ice on it.
Oh,
You
Lord.
can't just drop it off.
Well, y'all
Anyway.
can ice it down for us?
No. Here in a minute, but little information for you about the Bob Seeley Fall Shootout this weekend.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to real quickly interject
All right.
is with primitive weapon season. Like I said, it used to be muzzleloader season. You had to use the old traditional ball and the muzzleloader. You know, Thompson
Right.
Center.
Right.
You know,
Center
something along.
point.
With the change in the rules several years ago to where it's now primitive weapons, you can shoot the 45-70, the 35 Wheelan.
Yeah.
The 444 qualifies too. I think that cartridge qualifies.
And youth can shoot anything, right?
You can shoot anything.
Right.
I'm wondering, you know, what would be the number one weapon for primitive weapons season? What would be the overall? Because it really, I mean, you think about our neck of the woods, the 30-06 probably is still the number one caliber that's shot in our neck of the woods. But when it comes to primitive weapon, if somebody had never gotten into this, what would you tell them to go buy?
It would depend on whether it was an adult or not. To me, I think now, I've got one. I've had one for about 4 or 5 years, and I've never pulled the trigger on. I mean, never shot a deer because I just didn't want to shoot a deer with it. The 35 Wheelan.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good-looking gun.
It is, and it shoots great. I mean, you shoot them out to 200 yards.
I was going to ask you what's the range.
If it's as bad on the other end as it is on the back end,
Oh, really?
it's not something.
It lets you
shoot
know
for
you pulled
fun.
the trigger?
I mean, you pull the trigger on it, it's like a mule kick.
Yeah.
He hadn't shot a deer because he was scared. Oh man!
But
I hope I don't see
this
one.
one.
I hope I don't see one. No, I didn't see nothing. Have 4 8-points standing under the stand.
You walk in his house, he's got a shoulder, ice on his shoulder.
I killed one.
I shot that Wheelan.
It's a mule when you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But as far as shooting a deer and having a gun that will knock the crap out of one and kill it, I'm going to have to say 35 Wheelan.
So it's got a little knockdown, you'd say.
Oh, I mean, I know people that have killed a lot of deer. I just haven't decided I wanted to shoot one during muzzleloader
Right,
yet.
right.
What about the 45-70? Have you shot one of those?
No, I have shot 0 primitive weapons.
My Uncle Gary's got a 45-70, and he shoots it even during regular firearm season.
Equate that to, say, 243, 308.
243 is half the size of that 45 caliber.
Okay.
Now that 45-70, what, 150 yards? When you say?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm thinking about 150 yards would be.
It'll be great in the brush.
Holy cow! You could shoot through a 6-inch pine tree that will kill something on the other side. Just unreal.
That's pretty good.
It's a big old hole. I believe you could miss and still cut hair.
I need that gun.
Golly.
That'd be my gun.
It is unreal. But at any rate, if somebody wants to stop by and give us a little more information about that as everybody's starting to get ready. And you know what? It's a great time if you want to stop by. Maybe you're headed to Bodcall. The firing range is open up to, I think they've got, I think a 200-yard range. They might
That's just right down the road here.
Yeah, they might have a 400-yard range, but you can head up to Bodcall and get up there and get your sighting in done. And maybe somebody's wanting to do that. Well, stop by Bellevue. We'll hook you up with a hooking up and tracking down baseball cap.
Yep.
Eccles doesn't eat it
while
all.
they last.
So you better hurry.
Sausage.
Okay, real quick, let's talk about Bob Steely, his final event of the year. And it's a 2-day event, unlike his normal Big Bass Splash Series, which are 3-day events. This is October 21st and 22nd, which is this weekend. It's out of Sam Rayburn Reservoir, and it's going to be at Humphrey Pavilion. First place, of course, is a typical Bob Steely giveaway. Grand prize 2017 Triton 18 TRX, powered by Mercury Equipment Minn Kota, Lowrance Navionics, and Power Poles.
Good to see you.
Plus $5,000 cash. And so second place is $2,500. Third place is $2,000. Fourth, $1,500. Fifth, $1,000. These are all big bass. One fish, not a 5-fish limit, it's just a 1-fish deal. This is his fall shootout. It kind of wraps up the whole season for Bob. $71,400 in hourly paybacks, with the first place being $1,000 all the way down through 10th, which is $200 per hour. So, again, 3-pound, 4-pound exact weights. Bass was $2,500 per fish. Early bird drawings, blah, blah. Same typical Bob Steely event. It's only a 2-day event, though, instead of a 3. So
that's Friday and Saturday?
It's this weekend.
Or no, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. And so check it out. If you're looking for something to go fish and wind up your fishing year, this is a great place. Rayburn is on fire still.
Yeah.
They are ripping them over there.
Tell me this: what will it take? What will it take to finish 10th place most hours?
At Rayburn?
Yeah. Will a 4-pounder get you?
I would think a 4 or 5-pounder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because the big fish are biting right now over there. There's going to be some quality fish brought in this weekend.
I have had more people telling me about Rayburn and Toledo Bend, saying that even Toledo, down on the south end, around Patroon, anything that's down that way from, let's say, 12-15 all the way to the dam.
Right.
They are just murdering big fish out there in that deep water, 25 foot of water, catching them right and left. On a drop shot, a sea rig.
Started this week.
Actually 2 weeks ago.
Because when I was there,
that doesn't mean anything.
No, let me just go ahead and tell y'all.
He can fish in a goldfish pond.
Let me go ahead and tell y'all, when guys like Kevin Lazione and Nick LeBron and all these guys and Glenn Freeman, when they struggle, it's freaking tough. But anyway, maybe
let's
turn
say hello to Bossier Parish Fire District 1.
Yeah, buddy.
We can't say that
fire here.
We can't say that they're out here because maybe they weren't supposed to be, but we're going to say hello to them.
Yeah.
And when
they were doing an inspection.
That's right, they did.
They did.
And did you see what was on the side of the vehicle when they pulled off? Instead of not just the Bossier Parish Fire District 1 logo.
What's that?
The back door in big gold letters.
I wasn't paying attention.
I commend whoever's in charge of that and letting them do it. In God we trust.
See?
Yes, sir.
See, it's still there.
Yes, absolutely.
You shouldn't have to look for that hard.
I know. It shouldn't be a big deal to see it.
Exactly.
That's what's on the back of every envelope on invoices I send to every one of our sponsors.
Obama
I
kissed my
stamp
butt.
every one of them, in God we trust.
Really?
Every one of them.
Amen.
Well,
thank
since
you.
I started this, every time that gets
Way
put
to
on there.
go.
And I'm happy that I didn't know that, because that means you never sent me a bill.
He's been meaning to talk to you.
I'm gonna you're going to get a big bill later.
Well, that was Lee Hedgepeth and the guys, and do some awesome work around here. Also today on the show, Outdoor Outlaws and some more unbelievable hunting and fishing stories. We started this last week, and we got a couple this week that I'm hoping will blow your dress up.
And we want to invite any listeners to, what's the best thing to do, a postcard or how?
Yeah.
A postcard. Whatever happened to the postcard? Social media is just killing me.
Yeah, we just did a throwback to 1965, folks.
Yeah, we just asked you to mail something.
I mean, if somebody wants to send us an unbelievable story, hunting and fishing,
put it on the Facebook page.
Put it on Facebook page, and we'll read it. We'll read it.
Yeah, and we'll give you full credit for it.
We'll even have a winner, but you won't win anything.
We'll tell the game wardens exactly what your address is.
Oh, and we want to thank Carla Nesbitt, too. She's given us 2 beanies and some cookbooks to give away on our next giveaway on our Facebook promotion.
How about that?
Yeah, thank you, Carla.
All right, we are hooking up and tracking down live today. Bellevue Meat Processing in Bellevue. Come visit with us. It's hooking up and tracking down 1130, the Tiger. Hey, we are live, hooking up and tracking down 1130 the Tiger. This segment is brought to you by Daiwa Rods and Reels, J&J Exterminating, V&M Baits, Paul's Farm and Garden, and Silver Star Smokehouse. And you got a little something for us from Mustang Survival.
Yes, the best personal flotation device is the one you wear. That's why Mustang Survival wants you to choose a PFD that fits comfortably and is made for whatever water sport activity you're engaged in. From foam vests and automatic inflatable PFDs to float coats and bib pants, they offer a complete range of products that meet your marine and outdoor activity needs. To see the entire line of Mustang products, go to MustangSurvival.com. Mustang Survival, trusted, proven, and dependable.
Hooking up and tracking down live today, Bellevue Meat Processing. And, you know, one of the things, last year when Chris and Carla made the new display area right here behind us.
Which is awesome.
It is. It's incredible. That was one of the things my wife used to. She was always kind of hinky about coming up here to pick up a deer.
It looked like a meat packer.
It does. But now
it don't.
No. I mean, it's like this really nice display area. Yeah. And anytime that you want to come up here and get some of the snack sticks or something, you don't have to be a deer hunter. You can just come buy the snack sticks or some of the summer sausage or something along those lines right here in the store. They'll take care of it.
Actually, for the women, it looks like a little gift shop.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
That's
and Carla's cookbooks, the beanies, all kinds of stuff available right here in that gift shop. And I would encourage anybody that you know, if you've got a hunter or an outdoorsman that's on your shopping list, I'm telling you right now, a great Christmas gift would be to get a gift certificate for like a deer processing or something like that. They can take care of all that.
Yep.
It's just an awesome way to show somebody. You really don't know what to get them anyway, so that really helps out a lot.
I thought we had something wrong with the headsets. I keep hearing this crunching noise.
That's you.
That's you on that
That's
end.
you.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn that off.
Media Bass.
It's like he's eating peanuts down there.
Media Bass was on the Red River this past week.
Yep.
Bass Champs had the regional championships on the Red River.
Out of Red River South.
And the FLW BFL regional championship is coming up this weekend on Red River.
And good luck to all those guys because it's freaking brutal out there right now.
Is it really?
Oh, I'm telling y'all, it is. Well, of course, y'all won't be amazed, but I'm amazed. For the first time ever that I ever went to Red River from 7 in the morning till 12:30 yesterday, 0 bites.
Holy.
In pool 3.
Wow.
Now, I didn't go to my good stuff in 4. I stayed off for 4.
Where you could have got a bite.
Well, yeah, I might have got a bite. And I don't know the answer. I don't know why. I mean, when you look at guys, and I'm not cutting on Jeff Holder and him are as good a fishermen as there is around here. They struggled last weekend in that Bass Champs. But when local teams like that struggle, you know it's just freaking tough.
Well, keep in mind when we talk about Bass Champs, 233 boats out of Red River South going to pool 5, 4, and 3.
Right.
But it was also a 14-inch minimum on the fish. That I did not
realize that.
Wow. And that's
so Jeff and them zeroed the last day. But they were 16th the first day.
Yeah.
They came in with nothing the second day, but that's just because they didn't catch a 14-inch fish.
Exactly.
They didn't catch a few fish.
To catch a 2-pounder right now, which is about a 14-inch fish on the river, it is like pulling teeth. But anyway, last week's media results, Matthew Davis from Gonzales, he came in first place. He had 21.71. Now, this guy also had a 7.34 kicker on day one. I went to the weigh-in on day one. He had a 7.34 kicker.
Well, he had 13 pounds, so that means without that, he had 6 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and 4 fish weighed 6 pounds.
So that went a long way for him. Yeah. And so congratulations to him. Second place was 21.41, Darrell Foss from Glen, Louisiana. Murray Babin from Thibodaux was third with 1794. And these are 2-day totals. Lee Morris from DeKalb, Texas was 1676 for fourth. And Joshua Crowder from French Settlement.
Why are you just reading one name? This is a team tournament.
No, these are not teams. This is
individual.
I'm sorry.
This is media individual.
Excuse me.
Well, I didn't say that, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
It was an individual no pro-am. It's simply a pro division. You don't have to have anybody in the boat with you. You fish by yourself.
And that was the championship?
That was the championship on Red River out of Natchitoches.
Okay.
Now, let's take a look at Bass Champs. Bass Champs, this was a team event, and somebody said these guys were local, but they don't say local on here.
No.
Corey Waldrop from Fort Worth and Craig Waldrop from Benbrook, Texas, won it with the one of only two limits.
Wow.
Were brought in out of 200. What'd you say, Mike?
233.
Only two full limits per for the whole event were weighed in.
I didn't excel in geography, but I can tell you those two addresses are not local.
No, they're not local.
Okay, now explain this to me, because these guys weighed in a 2-day limit of 2181.
Right.
Take me back 5 years ago. Would that have been each day's weight?
No, not that high.
No, but
17
there would have
pounds.
been several people came in one time.
With a 20 plus back. Yeah,
okay.
I'm like Mike. And the rest of them would have been 17, 18, would have been the top guys.
Okay.
So that's how much it's dropped. I mean, we're talking, what, 11, 12 pounds a day?
Yeah,
and you win? 11 pounds.
11 pounds a day.
You would win it.
Yeah.
So that's what it took. Brian Schott from Longview and Scott Gill from DeRidder, Louisiana, teamed up. They had 7 fish for a total of 20.39 for second. And then local guys, Randy Despino from Colfax, also Despino sponsors our show. Randy does. Kevin Lazione, another great angler I fished the FLW Tour with. Kevin, they teamed up for third, and they had the only other 10-fish limit for both days, and won $6,000 with 1965. Now, I believe both these guys will be in the BFL this weekend, which tells me for them to qualify for the BFL this weekend, they could not be on the water at all last week. So they basically went blind for the Bass Champs because they first day was Saturday. You could be on the water for the BFL. Dead water was all week until Saturday. Saturday you could fish Saturday in the BFL. Mm-hmm. So that means these guys stayed off the water. If they're in the BFL this weekend, they'll both be a threat.
We'll go back to third place. I think you said it was Brian Schott.
No, that's second place.
Second place. 7 fish for 2 days.
Yeah.
That weighed 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So you got just shy of a 3-pound average.
Right.
And look at all the other people that could not catch a 14-inch fish. They catch 7, and every one of them's about 3 pounds apiece.
Yeah.
There's something that's not a fluke.
No,
they're doing something.
They did have big bass of a 507. So
they're doing something. Yeah. They were doing something totally different to catch that quality of fish when probably 150 teams could not catch a 3-pounder.
All right, tell me this. Now, knowing what we know now, knowing how hard it is, I assume that the BFL is not going to be a 14-inch.
No, it'll be 12.
Okay,
it's 12-inch minimum.
But if you were approaching this knowing now, would you try to do what they did and just target big fish, or are you out there just trying to catch whatever will bite?
I don't know what in the world you'd do to go to Red River to target big fish.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You figure that out. Let me know.
I mean,
I want to know that one.
I know what's happened to the river with the floods, but I don't know what's happened to the fish.
Gotcha.
To me, the Red River is about, and I'll give you a good example. I'm an example. If I get in this tournament this weekend, I got to go to the registration night. There's a chance I might get in. I've got one area, and when I get there, I will not leave it. I will sit on it all day. I will not leave it.
Gotcha.
That's the only area I've got.
One day, a 2-day tournament that you're talking about trying to get in.
It's a 3-day.
3-day.
So you'll fish that for 3 days.
I'll beat it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yep. The guys that were in second on day one at the Bass Champs sat on it all day. I pulled up to it in practice, talked to them for a few minutes. They had 3 fish at that time at 10 o'clock. And he followed me 3 weeks earlier when I was on that spot. And he knew I caught the fish there when I finished second.
Yeah.
So that's why he said, "You're why I'm here." He said, "Those fish are here," and he was in second on day one.
Well, I got news for you. Unless you're boat number 1, you probably won't. You probably won't make it there.
Now, what about some of our buddies? Did anybody else that we know do good?
Oh my gosh, the ones that we were pulling for. Well, we were pulling
Archie
for.
Doré finished 26. Him and Phil Ryder from Natchitoches.
Which Archie's an incredible fisherman.
Oh, he's a great fisherman.
Look down about 50 and see where Elshot and Price.
Yeah.
What they finished.
Yeah, here's Harold Allen. Harold Allen finished 35th with 10:35,
which is good because Harold Allen is not a Red River fisherman.
Right. Let's see here, Manny. There's some guys from Manny. Next.
Jeff Holder and them, like I said, they were 16th place first day and zeroed second. I don't know where they wound up.
Jeff Holder, 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 794, and like I said, they probably just didn't weigh on day 2. Let's see. I don't even see Martin and them.
Wow.
Oh well, they were 50-something the first day.
Wow. That's just...
Here it is. Martin Elshot, Mark Price, 95th.
Woo,
3 for 490.
Thanks.
Wow.
It was tough. It was tough.
What's it going to take to bring Red River back around?
Time. I think time. That's all. I don't know what else you could do.
The fish didn't leave. They didn't die.
Gary, I'm telling you,
There's
finding fish is difficult right now for some reason. I don't think there's the numbers there. I don't know if there was a die-off. I don't know what happened to all the fish, but they're just not in places where they used to be.
And the reason I say that it won't come back is because it was predicted by the people on the Arkansas River that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It happened up there.
Yeah.
It didn't come back.
Yeah.
It didn't come back. Arkansas River didn't. It's shot as far as a great fisheries, and we've got the same situation down here.
Now, I will say
I do agree that the fish, in a year, have not died.
No.
There's still some there, but the reproduction as a fisheries, I think, is over.
So really, the what fish are left? There's really no good spawning grounds, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's the river. The dynamics of the river, as we know it, is over for good.
Wow.
Especially your backwater areas. Those are the areas that you're having trouble getting into now. That you used to
all the fish that weighed 3 and 4 pounds that were in the backwater now have been pushed out to the river.
Yeah.
And they're having to swim so hard to stay in the current they've lost all their weight.
There you go, Mike.
So it's over.
I'll give you examples. Places
like on the Jenny Craig deal.
Places like the jungle and Little Jungle that have creeks and sloughs in the backs of them.
Yeah.
Several of them. Now, where it used to be 5 or 6 foot deep in those creeks and sloughs.
Yeah.
They're now about 1.5 feet, 2 foot deep.
Tell me this, as conservationists, as fishermen, what could we do? Let's just say that, that cost is a factor. What could we do to generate the funds needed to do some dredging to be able to get back into those places again?
That's a good question. That's something we can ask Red River Waterway Commission because they're the ones being proactive. Instead of stocking 50,000 fingerlings every year in these pools, now they want to up it to 100,000.
It's not going to help. It's not going to help.
If you can't access it.
No. If you don't have, if your waterway will not support the fish.
Yeah.
You cannot make fish grow in a place that's not conducive to growing fish.
Okay.
I'll see if I can't find a Red River biologist that handles the Red River.
Yeah.
And see if we can get his viewpoint. Get him
the
on the
fishing grounds on the river is basically gone.
You put the backwater
a billion
grounds,
fingerlings in there, and they're not going to grow.
Yeah.
They may be right.
That's really scary.
So,
it's like trying to put 100 deer out in a 10-acre pasture that's nothing but dirt.
So your prediction for the BFL 3 days, will
12 pounds a day will win it.
It doesn't look like it'll take 12 pounds. I'm thinking 30
pounds
pounds will win it.
Maybe less than that because of the pressure that's been on the fish the last 2 weeks.
Or maybe somebody's figured out something.
Somebody always figures something, and there's some great anglers in this BFL tour. I mean,
I'd be taking Brian Schott and him out to supper, try to figure out what they did to catch a 3-pound average.
You bet.
Yeah.
We are hooking up and tracking down live today, Bellevue Meat Processing. In fact, here in just a sec, Chris Nesbitt is going to be on, and he's going to explain to us just why Bellevue has been so successful. That's next, 11:30, The Tiger. Hooking up and tracking down. It's 11:30 The Tiger. This segment brought to you by Cypress Knee Outdoors, Bayou Outdoor Supercenter, Nichols Department Stores, and Bellevue Meat Processing, where you're going to find us here until 1 o'clock today.
That's right. Folks, if you have not been to Davis Clothing and Outdoor, you have completely missed the boat, my friend. BJ and Lee Davis have taken outdoor apparel to another level with an awesome selection of outerwear from hunters, for hunters, fishermen, golfers, and the working man. Brands like Drake, Hook, Cutter, and Buck to Dickies. Davis Clothing and Outdoor has it all. Go see their awesome staff to make sure and check out the entire selection of guns and ammo while you're there. Go to DavisClothingOutdoor.com to learn more. Davis Clothing and Outdoor, taking the outdoor apparel to another level, and we will be there live in not next week, but the week after.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today.
Today at Bellevue Meat Processing in Bellevue, if you're headed to Bodcall to sight in the rifle or maybe do a little scouting around, or you've got a deer that you've already dropped off, youth season started this past weekend. Big youth season, Chris?
It was good. It was good. We had a lot of, I think we had about 70 or so come in on Saturday, which was a good day for us.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I think we took in another maybe 45, 50 orders, something like that. But these little kids, I mean, little kids. I got, we gave away T-shirts this past week to the kids, and they think that's a big kick. Had one of my customers tell me, he said, my daughter's this be her 5th year, and she was so stressed this week if she didn't get her T-shirt.
Oh, really?
I killed one on the youth hunt from Bellevue.
Oh, my gosh, that's great.
He didn't know what he was going to do. I said, you could just come and got a T-shirt. You didn't have to worry about it that much. But
wow.
she got her a deer. But we had some good deer come in. The young man told me, he said he killed a 6-point, and I'm thinking a little basket rack, nothing big, and I go out there, and it's this monster 6-point from Heflin,
Really?
And big old bases on it, just a nice heavy horn deer.
Big widespread?
It was. I didn't get a measurement, but it was pretty.
Wow. The guys told me before I got here that earlier today, Mr. Aaron Sistronk had brought in a big 9-point today. Good deer?
We did. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was
What
good
are you seeing so far, Chris? Is it a good year?
Well, it's a mixture. It's typical opening early season.
Yeah.
We've had a few good bucks in. Right off the bat, I think that first week of bow season, I had a 200-pound buck come in.
Wow.
Got on him. Some had a couple of bucks. Their old necks are starting to swell up. They're healthy deer.
That was like a big 9-point today.
It was a good sized deer.
Yeah.
We've had some healthy deer though. We've had but we always just get a good blend right now. We'll have some big bucks right now, but there'll be big ones coming in later.
I don't remember the first deer I ever brought you. I don't remember what that year was, but I remember that Bellevue was so much smaller than it is now. I want to say you had 1, maybe 2 refrigerated trailers out here, and that was one of the things. You were pressed back then for people. You needed people to hurry up and come get their deer, so that you'd have room. And you have every year set aside, especially those summer months, to make needed adjustments. One of the things that has always impressed me about you, Chris, was that also every summer you take it upon yourself to go to a different area, a different processing place or a school, a technique, something that you can pick up to add to Bellevue.
Yes, sir.
What is that? Is that the number one reason why? I mean, you've got by far to be the number one meat processor in all of North Louisiana. Is that why, or is it a combination of several things?
Well, I try to do it right.
Yeah.
We started out years ago. I've been here 25 plus years, probably. I started.
That was last year. You were here 25.
Something like that.
Last night he was here 25 years.
Exactly. And we've grown slow, and I think that's been a plus to us. I was capable of trying to, because the volume's increased as every year that we've done something. We haven't had a year yet where we didn't do more than the previous year. Now, I'm not looking to break any records. I just want to do a good job on all of it. I try to make accommodations so we can do those high numbers, but and that means usually more space, more help, trying to figure out how to get a few more hours out of the day, which is tough. But I go to the classes during the summer. Summer gives me a good time to educate myself on something new products. I've made trips to Iowa State University. They have a good seminar classes during the summer. They're big meat college. Processing college, and I learn a lot there. And then we have other trade shows throughout the country that I can try to make and pick up on little techniques or new products or maybe a new new supplier for something that's out there that I haven't heard about in my little box here in Bellevue.
Yeah.
But are there new techniques that are evolving? I mean, processing to me, I mean, there's only so many ways you can cut up a side of beef.
There is, but there's also there's
I would think
equipment is what I should say.
Yeah.
There's equipment that can actually make a better product than even what I can do by hand.
Well, I remember last year you got that new sausage packer.
Well, a few years ago, actually.
Was it? Was that long?
And I gave up a pickup truck so I could buy this new sausage stuffing machine. It was about $44,000.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, and I said, I'd really need a truck, but I need that machine better. And so I bought me a machine, and it helps out a lot. It does a lot of portion control and does some specialized things that you just can't do by eyesight.
One thing I want to bring up too, and she's not out here, but working with family, working with your wife, she is absolute. Is she really the one that runs this thing? And I mean, I want to give her all the credit she deserves.
Carla's the face.
Carla's 51% is what I call her. She tells me all the time that she's 51%. She owns this place, and that's fine with me. I'm
not negotiable.
No, it's not negotiable. I'm the back of the business. I feel like I do that, and I used to have to do a lot of both.
Right.
But Carla's also now that the kids are a little bit bigger, she's been able to step in over the past few years, and now that we got them off and spreading their wings, doing their own, and that's helped out a lot.
And your kids are active. I mean, we're talking rodeo and bass fishing,
very active,
golfing.
Yes, sir.
I mean, holy
Louisiana Tech. I got a girl over there. I'm trying to keep up.
Do you?
The youngest or the oldest boy plays football, and he's big into the bass fishing now. He's
I'm going to tell you right now that Chris and Carla don't. They don't put on a lot of airs, but when it comes to kids here in the Houghton community, especially with our church at First Baptist Houghton, Bellevue is really active in all of that stuff, especially in promoting good quality entertainment, good things for the kids. Right. Bellevue's in the heart of everything, whether or not they provided some gifts or if they provided financial support, any of those kinds of things. That's one of the things that. I just honestly believe that you get back what you put out there.
I do too, and I've been fortunate enough. The business has grown. We make a living off of it, and we're able to help out in the community, and sometimes different things.
You bet.
We've got of course at the church we got the big buck contest, and we try to support it the best we can. I do all the checking in for the deer there, and does
that get nuts?
It gets nuts when you're real busy, and then here comes somebody. We got to measure that.
Got to score a deer
and all that.
Just got a request from one of our loyal listeners. He wants to know about pricing. He said looking for a new processor. He wants to know about pricing.
Go straight to our website. It's BellevueMeat.com, and it's got it all listed there.
Okay.
The current pricing and
that's BELLEVUE.
Yeah.
And
meatprocessing.com.
And make sure it's not the one in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's a little far.
This is from Joe Stevens.
Oh, and you would love Joe. Joe is who helps us out. He puts on the Holy Angels Bass Tournament every year.
Oh, great! Yes.
Awesome guy. Joe. Bellevue would be the place to look for.
Yes.
We got some new sausage.
Somebody's trying to call.
Well, that's fun.
I think so.
Bellevue's got some new sausage. We're going to introduce that at 12.
Yes, sir.
What? Give me a little hint. Is this a homemade concoction? Something that Carla came up with? Something you did?
We've got a big list of products, and I've really been trying to keep it minimized because this is what keeps me up late at night. Is trying to make these seasonings up and get this stuff going, and I live on about 5-6 hours sleep a night trying to keep all this going, and so I'm real hesitant to introduce something new. But somebody told me about this product through one of these trade show type deals here a couple of years ago, and it's putting something sweet into the sausage plus the peppers.
Oh.
So I've decided to make a pineapple a sweet hot is what we call it.
Oh,
it's
wow!
Pineapple and jalapeno peppers, and then the mixture of the pineapple, the sugar in there, and the sweetness kind of miles the heat, but it gives it a nice little kick. It's a good product.
Hey, I love pineapple too.
Let me tell you what do you put on a big old pork ham?
That's right. Pineapple and cherries.
Oh, no doubt.
And brown sugar.
Yeah. Pineapple and cherries and sugar.
Oh.
I even thought, but I didn't do it, about putting some cherries in there, and then we call it Tutti Frutti Deer Booty. But this is going to be my sweet hot sauce.
I put pineapple on my pork chops.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we're going to sample that at noon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Carlos got you some cooking right now.
Oh, dude.
Uh-huh.
All right, now I have another question. You know, how much would you say of the latter part of the season do people participate in Hunters for the Hungry? Because you've been a station for Hunters for the Hungry as far back as I can remember.
I have. We were the first. We were the first facility up here in North Louisiana to process for Hunters for the Hungry for the program. And I want to say that was maybe 15, 16 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
The latter part of the season, we get a good many in. We get them throughout the season, though. Really.
Oh, do you? See, I figured it would be more in the later. You know, after a guy had gotten his own, then he would.
That's what I'm trying to encourage hunters to do. You know, go ahead and fill your freezer up, get yours.
Yeah.
And then, and I joke about it with the hunters, and I say, when the wife tells you just can't go hunt no more because you got your freezer full.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the homeless.
I got to do it for the homeless.
Yeah, there you go.
There's some hungry folks out there. Bellevue's taking these deer in.
What about hogs? Do you encourage them to bring a hog to you for that purpose?
Unfortunately, that the Hunters for the Hungry program decided that they don't want to include the hogs anymore in the program here a couple of years ago. Their big concern is brucellosis. And they wouldn't want a lady in the kitchen who's cooking up dinner to have a problem with that. It's not to be, and I don't want to diminish it, but I do want to say that brucellosis to me is not much different than salmonella or any of these other things that you can contract by fooling with raw chicken or some other items. If you cook it, it'll
not just a hog or a deer.
No. Hogs aren't terrible just because they might have that. You do have to take precautionary measures when you clean it. You need to take precautionary measures when you clean a deer.
A fish.
You need to take them when you clean fish, when you fool with chicken in the kitchen. All of that. But unfortunately, they've decided that we might want to step back from that just in case, and I respect that and I understand it.
So what all will they take?
Deer.
Just deer only.
Well, now that's all I take.
Yeah.
Now they had a clean out your freezer day here a while back where and it's big down south. They have trailer loads of meat that get donated of redfish and down south they're catching all these really nice fish and everything. So they take everything down there.
Now tell me, around here with Hunters for the Hungry, does ours go to the Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission?
Yes, sir, for the most part. They take a lot of it. Now, they have given us the option to donate some to some other organizations that cook for the needy on a regular basis. So there's a couple of small ones that I try to hit, too.
The local churches that are...
They are. Their churches are these organizations that cook downtown, on a Wednesday night or Thursday night or whatever, where they give these hot meals out on these cold days.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I love to support that.
Yeah, that's a great cause.
And keep those people with a warm belly.
Okay. Of all the products that Bellevue makes, what's the crown jewel for Chris Nesbitt?
Man, I think our smoke sauce is just hard to beat.
Yeah.
It's just, the plain Jane smoke sauce is just hard to beat, but we make all these other options, the jalapeno and cheese, now the sweet hot. We make the snack sticks. Those are popular. The Italian sausage
Gary
is
don't like
good.
those.
No, it's terrible.
Gary missed out on the smoke sausage. I had some coming straight out of the smokehouse when they got here early.
They left me a piece that big. Yeah.
We didn't tell him how big the pieces me and Mike got.
They started out something about
that
big.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. Ever since Tony Sachery's came out with those little red beans and rice or the little gumbo mixes and stuff like that, I have tripled the amount of sausage I have to buy from Chris every year.
Because of the mixes.
Dude, let me tell you what. I mean, my 15-year-old can cook red beans and rice and have it ready when Julie gets home from work.
Yes.
I mean, it's that easy. They do that. They cut up some sausage and throw it in there, and get it all. And
good to go.
And I mean, it tastes just homemade. This is just an unbelievable place. And if you have never used Bellevue for your meat processing, could not endorse them any greater.
No.
Chris and Carla, just awesome people. And here at noon, we're going to be testing that brand new sweet hot sausage.
Kind of like sweetheart sausage. Sweet hot.
My sweetheart.
My sweetheart.
Some of that might be going to Natchitoches with me.
Hey, we're hooking up and tracking down live today Bellevue Meat Processing on 1130 The Tiger. on 1130 The Tiger. It's Gary McCoy along with the old Ranger Pro staffer Steve Graff with the Mud Hen Mike Eccles. Today we are live, Bellevue Meat Processing. Still got a few of the baseball caps left over. And here at noon, going to be sampling that brand new Sweet Hut. Is that a summer sausage or just a regular link sausage?
I think it's a link.
Smoked sausage, but it's got pineapple in it.
I know.
Yeah.
Eccles looks like a little kid Christmas morning.
I love pineapple.
I'm getting visibly excited.
This segment is brought to you by United Rentals, Bob Seeley Outdoors, Wildwood Resort at Toledo Bend, and Mustang Survival. And what do we got?
I was just telling you the rest of that.
Oh, okay. Designing and manufacturing marine safety and climate protection products for over 45 years.
And K2 Coolers. Today, so many products are made overseas, costing Americans jobs and income. Donald Trump's going to change all that. But there's one company that's making product right here in Louisiana. K2 Coolers, a real company that makes a real cooler at a real affordable price. Say goodbye to high-dollar coolers and hello to K2. Whether you hunt, fish, camp, or tailgate, K2 Coolers has what you need, large or small. To see the K2 Cooler lineup, go to Paul's Farm and Garden on North Market in Shreveport or go to K2Coolers.com.
All right. Hey, Ruben, if you can, find us a little Outdoor Outlaws music in there. Bad Boys or something.
How do they do it that quick? I mean, they got to find the album, take it out of the cover, and put it on the turntable?
Yeah. Ruben's just that good. Yeah. On October 1st, about 9 p.m., a Hunt County game warden received a call from a landowner about shots being fired from a county road near her home. You wouldn't know it's a woman telling. The warden responded, soon located a truck with a spotlight being shined from the window. He stopped the vehicle, and a brief investigation revealed the subjects inside were the ones shooting from the roadway. The warden sees 3 spotlights. Why does it take 3 spotlights?
I don't know, man.
They
lighten up the
we
world,
always just had one.
Yeah.
The warden sees 3 spotlights
attached to a 30-06.
Yeah, 2 semi-automatic rifles and cartridge casings as evidence. As the warden was issuing citations to the group for hunting from a roadway, another vehicle pulled alongside. When the warden attempted to make contact with the occupants of the second vehicle, the driver shifted into reverse and began to flee. The warden was able to stop the fleeing vehicle a short distance away, and an investigation turned up methamphetamine, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
A computer check revealed the male and female subjects inside the vehicle had both been recently released from prison.
Go figure.
You just got out of jail, and then you're going to pull up to the game warden and smoke a dope. You know,
here's your
the couple were arrested on drug-related charges. The cases are pending.
Well, also, this is a guy with a guilty conscience. A game warden in Grimes County received a call from an individual who wanted to sit down and talk about multiple deer that he had taken illegally in recent years across multiple counties. He must have had a come to Jesus meeting. During the interview, the individual admitted to 3 deer he had killed in Brazos County and multiple burglaries in several different counties. He also admitted to being a felon and was in possession of 3 different firearms during the time that the deer were taken. All I can figure, this guy must have had his boyfriend in the prison still and was wanting to go back. All cases linked to the burglary incident.
That's good for even you.
Yeah, that was good.
All cases have been linked to burglaries have been turned over to the respective county investigators, and charges of felon in possession of a firearm and possession of a stolen firearm are being pursued in Brazos and Grimes counties, respectively. All cases are currently pending. Dude. He just must. He
you just walk up to the game warden and go, "This is bothering me. I got to tell you,
get this off my chest."
And Junior is back at the prison, and he's missing me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I got to get back.
The San Quentin ball was coming up, and he had a new dress.
Thanksgiving's coming up, and I got to get back for Turkey Day.
Agent cited Louisiana man for recreational fishing violations. Agent cited Joel A. Tyler, age 50, of Lalina, and Lee Chin, 38, of Folsom, for possession of undersized spotted sea trout. Tyler was also cited for possession of over the limit of spotted sea trout. Chin was also cited for angling without a basic and a saltwater fishing license and eating somebody's dog. Agents were on patrol on Highway 1 between Port
Fushun. Bouchon.
Okay. Okay. And Grand Isle, when they spotted the two subjects fishing off the side of the road, agents found Tyler in possession of 32 spotted sea trout, which I guess is a speckled trout.
I was wondering if that's what that was.
I think it is.
4 of these being undersized, which would be a 12-inch minimum. Agents found Chin in possession of 217.
He was kicking that other guy's
But you
butt.
know what? The sand trout, which does not have spots, I don't think there's a limit on that.
Huh.
Probably it's not 217. 22 croakers and 4 spotted sea trout, with one of them being undersized.
So he only had one fish that was undersized,
Well,
but he didn't have a license.
Yeah, but the sea trout, the spotted, what do they call them? The white trout, what we call them, sand trout.
Yeah.
They're not really that good to eat. Chin also did not possess a basic hunting or fishing, saltwater or basic fishing license. Licensed fishermen are allowed to take 25 spotted trout per day per person in this area, and they must be at least 12 inches long. Taking over the limit of undersized spotted sea trout brings $100 to a $350 fine and up to 30 days in jail. Angling without your fishing license carries up to a $50 fine or 15 days in jail. Tyler may also face civic restitution totaling $925.12. I love the way they come up with that.
Yeah.
For the replacement value of the spotted sea trout. Chin may also be responsible for civil restitution totaling $1,061. Okay, I was wrong. $1,061 for the replacement.
There's 2 different people.
Value of the sand trout,
Yeah.
croaker, and spotted sea trout. Sand trout must not be the same thing as white trout. Agent seized the fish and donated them to a local charity. Now,
Somebody ate good.
do we have time for our first? You said you had one. Unbelievable stories.
Yes. We got 5 minutes.
Okay, go.
Go.
You.
Me?
You said you had one for 30 seconds.
Oh, well, I sent it to Graf. I don't know if he put it on
Okay,
here.
It's in there.
I'll give mine.
Okay, here. Then I'll do
Here
mine.
it is, right here.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, I'll give mine real quick.
Okay, go.
Believe it or not, and you can log in whether you believe this is true or not.
Okay.
I went to Colorado 29 times bow hunting for mule deer, and we used to go out there and we'd hang tree stands just like we do around here. The place that I always hunted was on the edge of the meadows looking out, and it was a good stand, but this year I hadn't any luck after 2 days, so I just took my stand one time and moved it down to where the aspens met the dark timber down in the woods and set it up. Never hunted that spot before. The next morning I come over there and I get the stand for the first time. It's a real cold morning, wind's blowing, it's sleeting, snow flurries, and after a couple hours in the stand I hear something behind me, and I look, and on the trail coming that I walked in, from my right to my left, there's deer crossing. I think I counted 14 deer, bucks and doe, crossing on a trail, one behind the other. And they went to my left behind me and out of sight. Just a couple minutes later, I looked to the left, uphill, coming downhill on a trail. I see 5 deer, 5 bucks. And they come down the trail, then they hit the trail that comes into the clearing under me and turns and comes straight to me. They're single file behind each other coming downhill. There's 2 6-points, an 8-point, a 10-point, and an 8-point.
Mm-hmm.
They get into the clearing where my stand is, which is a little clearing. The 2 6-points disappear under my stand. They're that close, I can't see them.
Wow.
The 8-point, the 10-point, and the 8-point hang up on the trail, and I can tell without even looking at them, these 2 are under me are getting spooked. I want to kill that 10-point. He's got the most points. He looks bigger than anybody. And but they stop out there about 20 yards. Now, you've got to picture this is kind of coming downhill, so the deer are kind of stair-stepped,
Gotcha.
even though they're
Okay.
on a trail, one behind the other.
Yeah.
The only way I can shoot the 10-point is actually to shoot through the middle of the horns, about a 20-inch spread probably on that 8-point, that I can shoot through the horns on that 8-point to the 10-point.
So you got to shoot right over his
Top
head.
of his head, in between his horns, and I shot and made what I thought was a perfect hit. The deer runs off. About 3 hours later, thanks to Barry Lewis, I'd have never found it. We found the deer, bad shot, liver, but we got it. But I actually shot that deer by shooting through the horn of the first deer and hit the second deer and got
And
it.
didn't clip a horn.
No, didn't
You
clip a
did
horn.
good.
That's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Y'all can log in, believe it or not, but that's my unbelievable.
Well, you tell this. Is it a true story?
Absolutely, it's a true story.
I love it.
There's even more to that than I can tell on the radio.
Were you sober?
What's your point?
Hey, Carla's bringing sausage out here.
Yeah.
We are at Bellevue Meat Processing. We are going to test this brand new Sweet Hot sausage that we've got that Carla's going to give us some samples of here in a minute. If you're hungry, come on by. We're going to have it. We get you a brand new hooking up and tracking down baseball cap as well. Bellevue Meat Processing in Bellevue, hooking up and tracking down 1130, the Tiger.
And sitting there reeling them in.
And welcome back to Hour 2, Hooking Up and Tracking. That's right, there's another hour of Hooking Up and Tracking Down. This segment presented by Ranger Boats, Despinos, and Jim's Big South Tire. The Red River Waterway Commission and Stingray Line Cutter cuts any and all fishing line quick and easy. Rated as one of the top products at ICAST 2017. Go to stingraylinecutter.com to get yours. Now, back to the HUTD show. Gary has stepped aside to make room for the queen of Bellevue Meats, Miss Carla Nesbitt. And
Hello.
I've got the boss, queen, the boss, whatever you want to call her. And I got Eccles on the other end, so I don't know what he's here for. But anyway.
To eat?
Obviously, he's here to eat. And once again, Carla sets it down on Eccles' end.
Hey.
He's just...
I'm just...
Did he pay you?
No.
I know he spent time in there with you earlier. Did he give you some money? Because
I would.
But anyway,
This is
Carla,
delicious.
we want to reveal today the newest line of sausage that Bellevue has to offer, an already great line of sausages.
Yes. This is our new smoked sausage that we have that we sell here in our retail store. It's pork we call it a sweet hot, but it's a fresh pineapple and pepper sausage with a special blend seasoning. And we can make this out of your wild game also.
Now let's rank it. I know you've already tried it, and you've been doing this now. What has been the reaction? Is it going to be one of your top sellers?
This past weekend, we sampled it and sold it Youth Hunt weekend, and we sold over 200 pounds Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and then...
But now this that you've got right here, Carla, is that made with deer?
This is made with pork.
That's made with pork.
Like we sell here in our store.
Okay.
But if you want venison, you can mix it with venison.
you can have it with your wild... order it with your wild game like you would any of our
Push
other
that up
sausages.
instead of pull it away from your mouth. No, push it up. There you go. Closer. There you go, like that.
I'm trying not to mess my hair up.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're not worried about your hair. We're worried about hearing you.
That's right. We got to hear you.
Okay, who in the world came up? Well, I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with the idea of putting pineapple in smoked sausage?
Because I love grilled pineapple.
Me too.
I've never heard of until you told me a while ago. I've never heard of grilling pineapple.
Really? I do it all the time.
And we, for years, I've just taken our original smoked sausage and a fresh pineapple chunk and made us a shish kebab on the grill.
Okay.
And we would eat that, and then I'm like, we need to do a pineapple.
Okay, explain that to everybody else. Pineapple's a fruit. Why would you cook it? What does grilling do to pineapple?
When you grill a pineapple or cook a pineapple, it intensifies the sweetness of it.
It releases the sugars, yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I use it on my pork chops. I do when the kids. That's the one thing the kids ask for when I grill. It's whether it's chicken or pork chops. Damn, where's the pineapple?
Right.
It's got to be on. It's got to be part of it.
For somebody that thought they knew everything, I did not know that about pineapple.
Yeah, you will love it. It's good.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. Now, do you have anything else in the back of your mind that you're thinking down the road? We may want to try something else.
Yes, I have a couple of more ideas. I'm going out there to Chris.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get him to perfect.
Not for this year? Maybe
not for this year.
Yeah, he's stressed enough. I can tell
he's
stressing him to the max.
Yeah, he's over there right now.
He says he only gets 4 to 5 hours sleep a night because he's worried about all the stuff he's got to do now.
Yeah, but here in our retail store, in our meat store, we will start selling here shortly a peppered thick slab bacon and a brown sugar thick slab bacon.
Oh,
I've got to have a package of that.
Having that.
Yeah, do you get a lot of requests for that?
We have always had people come in, well, do y'all sell bacon? You know, they want the country thick slab bacon.
Thick huh.
So I was like, well, if we're going to sell bacon, we're not going to sell any kind of bacon.
That's got to be people over the age of 50.
Yeah.
It is the older generation.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
you.
you.
People that just know how to eat.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm one of those. I can do that now.
Okay, something else that always impresses me is y'all are not out here just to take people's money and as a business, y'all are really good in giving back. But some of the ideas, you told me a while ago that things that you did, opening weekend of youth season, just something for your customer appreciation.
For opening weekend of youth season for probably about the past 8 years, every youth hunter that brings in an order to be processed here, they get a Bellevue Meat Youth T-shirt. And we try to come up with some kind of different funny saying for those shirts every year. And the kids, that's just a really big hit. Those kids really like them.
There's a lot of kids probably collect those.
Right. We had one little girl come in, and this is her 5th year in a row to get a shirt on Youth Weekend, and her dad said if she wouldn't have got a deer, he didn't know what she'd have done. But I think I'd have gave her a shirt anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to take care of them.
Besides youth.
And then muzzleloader weekend, the first 75 hunters that bring in a deer, whether it be a pig or a deer, they will get a Bellevue Meat Processing Cookbook.
That is
this first 75. And then
that's a great idea.
Opening day of gun season, I come up with this idea. I call it a Bellevue tag bag. And it's a clear plastic waterproof bag, zipper bag, and it has 6 cable ties, a Bellevue meat pen, the information with our business hours, and the information to where to call in your deer, when you need to call it in, and the website. And in this
and I'm glad you brought that up. They're stickler for that now.
Right.
Aren't they? The WWF wants you to do that.
And it has your cable ties, your pen. You put your tags in here when you get your hunting license, put everything in here. Everything you need can go in your backpack with you. You have everything
Waterproof
you need.
pouch.
Everything you need to tag your deer correctly.
Great idea.
To throw in your deer hunting backpack.
Right.
Everybody's carrying a backpack now.
Exactly.
Right. And my hunting license are in my billfold, wadded up.
Right. In the big accordion.
Right.
Yeah. And plus, what I like about this, I guess this shows people's age, where you have the phone number to call in when you tag a deer and call in for it is big enough that you can read.
Right.
You don't have to hunt in your truck with a pair of glasses on your hunting
exactly.
license to get that 1-800 number or whatever it is.
But this is everything you need, and I started doing this when my boys started hunting when they were younger, just in a pencil pouch.
Right.
To keep up with their stuff, and then I'm like, some of these
that's a great idea.
hunters that come in here, they could really use that. So the first 100 are going to get a Bellevue tag bag.
That's cool. That's a great idea.
Gun season.
The other thing, too, we want to thank Carla for is she's given us 2 beanies and 4 cookbooks that we're going to give away on our Facebook promotions that we've been doing. So, folks, stay tuned. Watch for that on Facebook. Matter of fact, next week we're doing a
Wonder Duck
decoys.
Now, you're not giving them both away at one time, are you?
I was going to.
Okay.
I can do them individually if you.
Why don't you do
do
two?
one butt duck and then the next week do the spinning duck.
Do the spinner. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do them separate.
What you could do, since you've got 2 beanies, take 2 cookbooks and give away a beanie and a cookbook.
Yeah, with the duck.
Well, no, give this away some other time. But take a cookbook. You got any duck recipes in here?
I don't. It's
okay, but it doesn't matter. If you're a duck hunter, put one of these with each one of the ducks you're going to give away, decoys from Wonder Duck.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So give one of those, and I can also use those with the K2 cooler. We got to take K2 cooler giveaway.
Oh man, I'm going to enter that one.
Well, you're ineligible.
Oh, okay.
So you already got yours.
I've got 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 2 of them.
So, but anyway, well, again, great ideas. Especially, I like that little deer packet. That's just convenient as heck. And you're making it easier for the guys that are going out there to keep up with their stuff.
Right.
Because guys are not good at keeping up with their stuff.
No.
Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
No.
Yeah. I'm a guy too. I know.
Now look, I'm not going to be chauvinistic or anything like this, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that probably this meat processing plant was probably Chris's idea in the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. So you got the guy there that has been the driving force behind the business. But you're the driving force behind the stuff that separates it. We talked about the front room right here not looking like a meat
processor.
A meat.
It doesn't look like a
slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
It looks like a gift shop.
Yeah.
And it don't smell like a slaughterhouse.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now you've got this stuff. This all your idea. Give the first all the use something extra. The first 75 muzzle, the primitive weapon, and whatever. All this stuff right here. That separates y'all from just any other business.
Well, thank you. I want to say that I'm not just saying this, but we have some of the best customers in this area.
Loyal.
I have seen these people for years come in. I had a hunter come in Saturday. He was a grown man, and I took his order and didn't realize till the end. I look up and realized that this kid's been coming in here for 15 years, but all of a sudden he's a grown man. I didn't recognize him until I look at his name, and I'm like, I remember when you brought your first deer in here and you had your little sister with you, and she had an allergic reaction, and I had to go get Benadryl out of my car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I remember this.
Boy, Connor's got a memory.
He has been coming in here for years. I mean, he's a grown man, and we have people that have come in here. I mean, we've just got some awesome customers that I look forward to seeing every year.
I'm going to tell you, nobody can be more critical than hunters and fishermen if they have a bad experience.
Right.
Nobody can be more loyal than hunters and fishermen if they like who they're dealing with. And there's no way that you can say that about your customers if they're not coming in here happy.
Right.
And they're coming in here happy because what you and Chris are doing.
Right. Well, we appreciate that. We do treat everybody's order like it was something that we were going to feed our family. And also, we're not perfect, and if we do mess up, you just tell us. We're going to do what we can do to fix it and make it right, because we do want your business and appreciate your business.
Have you guys ever thought about, and of course this is a $1 million question, expanding?
We have thought about
into different locations.
And if I could clone Chris, so I could have him
that's the problem. He's got to have somebody that he trusts, first of all, and has been trained well that could do this. Because I know in Natchitoches Parish, a lot of people listen to the show are like, man, Belvy's just so far for me to go up there. I would love to go there. This place sounds awesome. And I'm like, it is awesome. You need to take your deer up there. That's what you need to do. Yeah, but it's just too far. I wish they had a place down here, because there's not a really great processor in that area. So I just wondered if y'all ever thought about expanding.
We've thought about it, and maybe, I don't know, one day.
Are either of the boys interested in maybe pursuing this?
My oldest son, that's a fisherman, would like to be an attorney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my younger son...
Oh, that's just what we need, another crooked angler.
and my younger son's going to be a professional bull rider at this moment.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Yeah, that I do believe. But that's a short career. He's got to have something to do. So I'd tell Chris, get him in there.
He got to have something to do when he gets out of the hospital.
Exactly.
We have our daughter up here. Both of my children work up here in the evenings and on the weekends. And
so, do do they volunteer, or does Mom have to say, you get your tail up right now, and you get them clothes on, you get down to that processing plant?
She's got a story about that. She's got a story about her son's last paycheck.
Yeah, they've been raised here, raised in deer processing their whole life. They know that when deer processing comes, there's just some things we can't do. We have to work.
Right.
You got to work, and so they know that, when deer season comes around, everybody's got to tighten up and do their share. And my 16-year-old had recently got a truck. Of course, he wanted rims, tires, and it lifted.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris was like, I got you the truck.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary to get you have rims, tires, and lifted. So Chris said, you got to work.
Yeah.
And then
work
what
it
are you going to do? So he starts working. So he got his first check here at Bellevue Meat Plant. I gave him a payroll check. I took out taxes. He's like, Mom, did you really just do that?
He wanted to know who Fickle was, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like, yep, this is like a real world.
Yeah, my daughter got her first check when she started teaching, and she goes, who is Ficca? They got all my money. I said, yeah, welcome to the real world. But that's great that y'all do that. I was raised like that. You know, Mom, Dad, they didn't buy me a new car.
Right.
My first car came out from behind a barn with grass growing up 3 feet around it, and we had to put a new water pump in it to get it to run. But I was perfectly happy. I had wheels.
Yeah, I had
and
my
bought my own wheels.
Down.
I bought my own raised white letter tires and put my own radio in it.
Right.
I was as happy as a guy could be.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna give y'all some advice.
What's that?
Do not expand.
Do not expand.
Do
Stay
not
right
expand.
here.
Listen, y'all are making a decent living here. You're raising your kids here. They're involved in it. And this is, you come in, you deal with Chris or Carl Nesbitt.
Yeah.
Right.
If you go to Natchitoches, you're fixing to deal with Hunter Mulligan, and not that that would be a bad thing.
Right.
Hunter might be offended.
No. I mean, you're going to deal with somebody from down there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
somebody you don't know.
It's not going to be the family-owned business with the dedication behind it that y'all give your business. Don't do it. Stay right here. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, your personalities make it what it is.
Yes.
You and Chris both.
That.
Yeah,
like I said, we got some awesome customers.
Well, you're very welcoming as a couple. When people come here, you're always gracious to meeting people, and as they come in, and again, it's all about service.
Right.
So all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up, and thank you, Carla, for revealing the news.
Thank y'all for coming out. We always have a good time and look forward to y'all coming every year.
Yeah, well, we do too. Mike especially does, because all the food is put in front of him.
I think I'm going to make him a doggy bag.
Hey, make it a big one. Make it a big one.
You're going to spoil the guy. He'll be out here every week wanting to do a show. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to talk about common fishing ailments from by Don Worth of Bassmaster Magazine. And today's also we're going to talk about Bellevue Meat's hot topic, high fencing for whitetail deer management. Is it right or wrong? We'll get Gary McCoy in here and talk about all that when we return with more Hooking Up and Tracking Down on AM 1130, The Tiger.
Hooking Up and Tracking Down, 1130 The Tiger. Gary McCoy, along with the old Ranger Pro staffer Steve Graff, Mike Eccles, and We are live today at Bellevue Meat Processing. Just in the event that you're just tuning in, we're here until 1 o'clock. We got baseball caps for you. The brand new Sweet Hot sausage that if Eccles hadn't eaten it all,
well,
I
win. I just finished. I was the first one to finish off a complete sleeve of Ritz crackers. Y'all haven't even gone through a half of one yet.
Hey, this show would not be possible without our great producer. Actually, this week it's Ruben.
You got Ruben back in studio.
Dave's not there. Thank you, Ruben. He's pushing all the right buttons and making the show possible. This segment is brought to you by Daiwa Rods and Reels, Bayou Outdoor Supercenter, Seagar Fishing Line, and Groove Fishing, changing the future of tackle storage forever. Go to Groove, that's G-R-U-V, Fishing, groovefishing.com to learn more. And Eccles just jingoed with the toothpicks.
What is that game? Pickup sticks. Pickup sticks.
He doesn't know what Jenga is, though.
Yeah, Jenga Jenga.
What's the one with the marbles?
Hey, I got a story for you.
Oh, and wait a minute now. I gotta tell you who's here. This is the coolest thing. You've never met anybody like this. I was just visiting with Robert. Robert is picking up a deer. He got to take a deer. You know, it's Youth Week, or was Youth Week, and military. You know, if you're veterans. Yeah. And Robert is spent time in the Navy and then time in the Air Force. While he was in the Navy for 4 years, he taught water survival.
Really?
He taught the guys if a pilot was to land in the water, you know, exactly what you need to do to survive. And I asked him, I said, what's the most important thing? Because you got guys that are going to be deer hunting, that are going to be in some water areas or something like that, or maybe out duck hunting and the boat turns over. The minute you're in the water, what's the first thing the most important thing? And he says, do not panic.
Yes.
He said, we drown ourselves more often than the water takes us.
Yeah.
And you think about, do not panic, keep your head. And how often do you think about it? You know, you get into the heat of an argument with your wife. How often do you get yourself? How often? I can teach that class. How often do you get deeper into that hole than you should have ever gotten?
And drowned.
When if you would have just not panicked and shut up, you'd have been okay.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well.
You just gave me my idea. Next week I will have an unbelievable story.
Okay. Oh,
and it's true.
You went in the water.
It happened to me. Yeah.
You went in the water.
And you caught 5 fish that weighed over 10 pounds.
I had to go in the water to get them, but I got
it. Listen. On the show today, we promised you some really incredible stuff, along with the sausage and everything here at Bellevue and the ball caps. One of those things is are we going to do this again, the common bass fishing ale?
Yeah, every week.
Well, I mean, you had the Hershey Squirtitis last week.
It's different this week.
Okay, because I'm eating.
Well, we're not eating now.
Okay, I don't want to talk about Hershey Squirtitis again. We had more people that texted us last week and said, y'all are talking about this on the radio, man.
Look, I tell you what, if there's anybody out there listening to this show who within the last 24 hours hadn't gone to the bathroom, then I'll apologize to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just don't talk about it. When you go to the stall, you don't talk. When you go to the bathroom, you don't talk.
You get my age, I'll give you a full description.
I don't care no conversation in the bathroom.
No. I don't want to talk to my wife.
No, I look for seclusion.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a one-man job.
If we had an outhouse, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Yes.
Wouldn't you?
I'll dig the hole.
Hey, Chris told me a while ago he was standing behind the counter one day, and this guy came in. He was wearing a pair of shorts and a pair of flip-flops, had sunglasses, and he brought a deer in. And he said, just couldn't hardly get a word out of him. Who took the lid off this?
Eccles.
Okay. And it's the only way you can eat is take the lid off. He said the guy is just such a nice, quiet guy.
Yeah.
He's finally traced it down. He said, where'd this deer come from? He said, Heartland 1010 Ranch. He said, okay, your name down here? He says, Denny Brower.
Wow.
Yeah, Denny Brower brings his deer to Bellevue Meat Process. There you go.
Good enough for Denny, good enough for me.
Let's get on something good.
Common Bass Fishing Ailments by Don Worth of Bassmaster Magazine. Here's this week's edition. Scientific name, Digitalis illuminatus. Okay,
wait a minute. Digitalis illuminatus.
Digitalis
illuminatus. Hair cream?
Yeah.
That's Vitalis, I'm sorry.
Common names, Spike-it dye syndrome. Here's the causes. Caused by careless application of worm dye.
Uh-oh. This is your favorite.
Yes. This is do not bring a bottle of worm dye in my boat episode. Symptoms. Patient's fingers turn bright chartreuse glow in the dark and emit a strong garlic or crawfish odor. In extreme cases, lips and teeth may be affected as well. Treatment: scrub dye covered body parts thoroughly with wire brush.
Little background music here.
Refer to the patient to instructional YouTube videos demonstrating proper use of the product. Every guy that gets in my boat, the first question I ask him, do you have bottled dye? The answer is either yes or no. Yes, I do. Take it out. Leave it in your truck. I have dye pens. You're welcome to use them. I have 20 in here. You're welcome to use one. Do not open dye in my boat. Really? Oh, I'll hold it over the side. No. Take it out of my boat now. Next question I have, do you have canned drinks? No canned drinks are allowed in my boat. It's got to have a screw lid on it. Okay? Well, so anyway, that's my 2 rules.
Okay, do you have rules in your boat?
Yes.
What?
Bring your own dipping dye, and you need to have lots to eat and drink.
That'd be one of my rules.
And if it's screw top, it can't be on a beer.
You know, I guess really I don't have a problem with a canned Coke.
No,
I don't have an issue with that. Just don't spill it all over the boat.
That's what happens, though.
But the other thing, I had a guy that
no smoking in my boat either.
I had a lesson that was taught to me the hard way several years ago. Don't wear hard-soled shoes in my boat. The Coke guy's really accommodating.
Yeah, I'm telling
you. Don't wear hard-soled shoes into my boat. I had a guy, it was kind of cold, and I don't know if he had, like, military jump boots on or what, but they were hard-soled black. And, I mean, everything he touched, he scuffed. Just left that big rubber stuff all in my boat. It took me forever to get that cleaned up.
I would not have been a happy camper.
Oh, dude, it was something.
The other bad thing is,
I don't like those zippers. I mean, the little things that hang out. Let me tell you right now,
I've tore my seats before.
The upholstery will not handle it.
The other thing that I hate is when a guy, after he launches me into the water, and he has to walk down a clay bank hill and gets in my light gray carpet with that freaking red clay. Have you ever tried to get red clay out of carpet? It does not come out easy. It can almost permanently stain.
Yeah.
Oh, I told guys, take your boots off. It's 30 degrees there. What? Do not get in my boat with the bottom of those soles with all that red clay on them. Take the boots off.
You need to get a tackle box and rod and reel and sit in your recliner at your house and watch fish.
There are certain things I do not allow. I do not allow.
Now, you know what? I've never gotten dirt in your boat. I always sit on the side and
I do
feet
too.
water,
I do too.
You know?
But I ain't taking my shoes off.
No, I've made guys take shoes off before.
Well,
now, if you had a metal,
I'm almost as big as you. I ain't taking my shoes
if you
off.
if you had a metal boat, would the same rules apply?
No.
Okay.
No, even if I can put a hose on it and wash it out, no, I'm fine with that.
Do you
No.
do you ever put your boat up? You know, some people winterize their boat or something. Have you ever done that?
No.
I
use my boat all year.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what I did do.
What?
I had the foot on a 25 Yamaha on the duck boat, and it'll only get water in it if you've got a bad seal and you're starting to get water in the foot of your motor.
Okay.
And it's been 5 or 6 years since we've had a winter like that, but it froze and cracked the foot. I mean, broke it.
Oh, wow.
Looked like you hit it with a torch.
Yeah.
So
when it's cold like that, I always trim my motor all the way down, all the way to the bottom, and let all that water run out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But if you've got a bad seal, you're going to get
water in there
where it won't come out.
Exactly. I got you. Okay.
And that's what happened. I had a bad seal. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so
is that a whole new foot when you do that?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you really? You can't just change the seal?
Wow.
No, I'm telling you.
You
can stick your finger in the hole.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
looks like you shot it with a rifle.
That's damage.
Water is an incredible thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
the
is.
power of water and freezing
Yeah.
is one of them.
Do you think we'll have a winter this year?
I doubt it. I don't. There's nothing to say that we will. I hope we do.
We
do.
I'm like Mike. I hope we do. We need a winter. We really do. I really do hope we get into the 30s and even some 20s for a while. We need some cold.
Okay. Why do you say we need that?
Mosquito control.
No. Boo. Wrong.
No, it ain't wrong either.
No, but you've lost your mind.
No. Ask Hunter.
I don't care.
Hunter knows everything.
Well, he might do it. He's got a lot of. Do you know the state? You know what state has the worst mosquito population in the United States?
Minnesota.
Alaska.
We're in Alaska, but I play ball even in Canada, and the mosquitoes are like freaking helicopters.
That's right. But winter doesn't do anything to mosquitoes.
I think down south it definitely cuts them back, knocks them back a little bit.
No, we need a winter for better hunting and to kill Salvinia.
Well,
Amen.
Salvinia, it'll knock that out.
As far as insects, it does not kill insects, no.
But anyway, the thing, I do think we're going to have a winter this year. At least I hope we do. I'm hoping this is a good sign. Already early, we've had this first big cold front come through. Of course, it shut all the fishing down. Is there a time when your boat was? I do take off the month of November. I usually do not go fishing in November at all.
I probably won't start fishing again until right before Christmas.
Yeah.
We got a story. Steve Nichols.
Oh.
Sent us a story.
All right.
He says, I was brown.
We got music playing. We got time?
Yeah, we got time. Steve Nichols says, I was brown bear hunting with my partner Travis in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. And looking up on the mountain, we see a small herd of caribou coming toward us, and then 3 wolves are chasing them. 1 big black one and 2 white ones. I said, God is showing out today. Then the whole mountain avalanches right in front of us. What a show.
Wow.
He says, that's my favorite memory of all my hunting trips. Once-in-a-lifetime event. Love you guys. Great show.
Wow.
That is cool.
Now, you think about that. You got this whole herd of caribou. Then you see 3 wolves, 2 white ones, and a black one. And then, wow, boy, God's putting on a show. And then the whole mountain avalanches in front of you.
Do you know what makes that a great story, seriously? The fact that there was an avalanche there and he lived to tell about it.
Hey, well, true.
That's right.
Amen. Hooking up and tracking down live today, Bellevue Meat Processing on 1130, The Tiger. Hey, thank you for tuning in. It's Hooking Up and Tracking Down, 11:30 The Tiger, and today we are live at Bellevue Meat Processing in Bellevue, Louisiana. Of course, if you missed a portion of, or if you miss a portion of today's show, you can tune in every Saturday morning, 6 until 8 o'clock. We replay the whole show right here on 11:30 The Tiger. This segment is presented by Natchitoches Ford, Wildwood Resort at Toledo Bend, and Davis Clothing and Outdoor, clothing, apparel, and hunting products for everyone who enjoys the great outdoors.
Attention all outdoorsmen looking for a great utility trailer? Then check out the line of custom-built trailers perfect for hauling behind your ATV at Commercial Power Equipment. Tough, durable, and designed for rough terrain, this trailer is great for hauling deer corn or doing yard work. No yard work. While you're there, check out their line of great Landmaster UTVs in stock and ready for delivery. That's Commercial Power Equipment with tow locations. Two locations.
Two, yeah.
But it says T-O-W.
I see that regularly.
750 Burt Coons in Shreveport, which is just east of Kingston Road, and 3030 Nolan Drive in Bossier City.
Tall enough.
Okay, Mark Weldon is listening again this week. Mark and Bubba Hadaway and Steve Nichols listen every week. I mean,
they don't have jobs?
Yes.
Oh, they work?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Boss is listening with them.
Okay, cool.
Bubba is the boss. He makes his son.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Any rate, I wanted to thank all of them for listening again this week. But Mark just sent me a text a minute ago. Now, Mark is that guy. If you ever want to go catch white perch, you got to get in the boat with Mark Weldon.
I want to go. I want to go right now.
Me too. I'll go.
And Mark will put you on them right here on Cypress Lake, Black Bayou. Right here by us.
Mark, we'll give you a cap if you'll take us 3 fishing.
One of the things, though, he brought up a great question. He says, listen, do we need to call in all deer killed or just the deer killed on WMAs? He does a lot of white perch fishing and really hadn't spent a whole lot of time doing deer hunting over the last few years. He says if me or his son Brody kills a deer at the deer lease, do we need to call them in? Yes, you still got to tag the deer.
Yep.
And then, was it 72 hours?
72 hours.
Within 72 hours. Now, you don't have to call in, but that's the way I go ahead and do it. It just makes it easier. But you can go online, even on your phone, and you can report that tag number online. Now, I'm going to tell you that a lot of guys don't realize this, that later on in the spring, they didn't call in that deer. They didn't go online and report that tag. Later on in the spring, all of a sudden the game warden pulls you over and you're out on the lake and he's just checking fishing license. And he notices that one of your buck tags is gone. And he says, oh, did you kill any deer this year? Yeah, I got me one. And he says, he runs a little checking. You never reported that deer. Well, it's April. You're out fishing. And the next thing you know, you're paying a deer hunting violation tag. Right. You better report that deer when you harvest that deer.
And I think that's a change from last year to this year. I think you had like a week to report that. Now they want it done within 72 hours.
Or maybe it's the vice versa, because I think you had 72.
I know, it used to be 72. If it's changed, it went to the week.
Yeah.
It's shorter now, I know that. It is shorter now than what it was.
I think 72 minutes now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't let him cool off before you've called it in.
I might try to look that up after we get through this.
Okay.
The Bellevue Meat hot topic of the week. Is high fencing right or wrong? I'm going to read this letter to you, and we'll go from there. If you're a Texan, this is by Louis G. De La Rosa over in Texas. If you're a Texan and a deer hunter, please read my letter. I believe in the rights of Texans to own the wild animals and birds of our great state. We love to self-manage our resources. Unfortunately, there are those who would use our animals and birds for their own endeavors and profit. I happened to read the Lone Star Outdoor News, which we use as one of our resources every week, publication for September, and found an article about 2 wild deer that were ear-tagged in Pennsylvania. The idea that those wild deer were being used by a deer breeder hit home with me. I don't like the idea of high fencing to keep deer or other wild game inside a piece of property. When a landowner decides to high fence a piece of property, do they take out all those wild animals that belong to all Texans? I don't think that those landowners go out and buy deer, feral hogs, bobcats, quail, or any other creature. If a landowner uses wild deer for their breeding stock, then they are stealing from the rest of us in Texas. I don't have a problem with landowners who buy their deer and other animals, but I don't use wild deer for your endeavor and profit. Texans need to stop this act of thievery by changing the laws pertaining to deer breeding as well as high fencing. Remember, your right to vote and elect officers is a great American privilege.
Okay, that's the dumbest letter I ever read.
It is, because somebody sat there and wrote a letter. It was published someplace instead of finding out the facts before you write
the first and foremost thing
they're misinformed.
The first and foremost thing that they did was they said, talking about the feral hogs.
Yeah.
If there was anybody that ever wanted to capture all, I guarantee you the state of Texas would let them have every one of them.
It had already been done.
Yeah. If there was somebody out there that says, hey, I'm just going to sell hog hunts, I guarantee you the state of Texas would help you pay for the cost of going to people's places and trapping them and moving them to your place.
Exactly. And you brought up last week a good point, and I didn't realize this because I didn't know this. I'm not involved with high fencing. You're more involved with Tommy Brown out there. You know a little bit about the works of.
Well, we're not involved in the biblical sense, but we're friends.
But
that's not what I heard.
You don't have any pictures, hush.
Okay. You were saying that if you high fence a property, a lot of times those owners will actually capture those deer and get them out of there because they don't want that gene pool in their high fence, right?
They will
bring deer in.
They will either try to capture them or they will build it in segments. First off,
to push the old deer out.
First off, if somebody wants to high fence a big piece of over 200-300 acres, they're going to spend more in a year. I mean, on high fence, and I'm going to make salary in my lifetime.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it to keep those same scraggly little deer in there that are native to that.
Right.
If this happens, it's unavoidable.
Right.
And they build in sections and hope that they can run the deer out, because what they're wanting to do is create an environment with a different line, different gene pool of deer that's very expensive that they buy.
Mm-hmm.
They buy.
Because they want to sell hunts, probably.
This goober that wrote this letter right there. Now, why would you want to high fence in the deer that are already there?
Exactly.
Right. I agree.
That's like.
Well, and you think about this mortality rates on that. Tommy can testify to this. Probably one of the biggest issues that could hit you would be disease.
Yeah.
You can't control on what disease might already be there. See, you buy disease-free animals, so you want those others that are out of there that might be carrying sometimes. Yeah. The second would be the mortality of bucks fighting. Do you want to risk this $30,000 buck that you just bought to some little 6-point that grew up on this place and might take your deer out for some ungodly reason?
Right.
Do you want to risk that? No.
And the only thing that they said, deer and feral hogs and squirrels and quail and stuff like that, the only thing that you can keep in with a high fence, because it's a 6x6, that might have been on the ground. He turned it over.
Hey, that's our pot. You can't be stealing out of our pot.
I came out here eating our sausage. My gosh. The only thing that you're going to keep inside a high fence is deer or hog.
Right, exactly.
Anything else can either go through the wire or fly over.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Now, do you think this pertains more to South Texas, where they've got quality deer herds already south of I-20? Could it be some of those areas maybe he's talking about that have done this?
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, I'm throwing a scenario out there that is maybe that's what is going on, that maybe they're high fence.
No, this is a guy that heard a story about a high fence and wrote a letter that didn't know what he was talking about.
Or it's a guy who used to hunt an area
that somebody bought
and put up a high fence.
That's probably it right
there. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I've hunted here for 25 years.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't go in there?
Hey, I've heard that story before.
You now own it, and you want me to stay out?
Yeah.
You got to try this sausage right here. You get some?
This is the pineapple.
That's the sweetheart.
Well, here, eat another piece. I had that toothpick in my mouth. Go ahead. What's your name? Cubley, yes, sir. Are you kin to James on the fire department, Bossier Fire Department? I won't hold that against you. He's a super guy.
Thank you for coming out.
So
okay.
Yes, sir. You can get a hat. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Cobley. Good to see you.
Would you say that we are all 100% in agreement that that's the biggest bunch of bunk that was ever written?
Oh, I would agree. I mean, whoever this
Now,
guy
Is there
misinformed.
any redeemable portion of that letter? Do you agree with him on any aspect of that?
I agree that you should not be able to build a fence and intentionally
Trap the animals?
pin up the native deer. I agree with that 100%.
So should there?
That's like going after Gross Lake and putting in a
big levee of some kind
and keeping the fish in there.
Yeah, big old netted
You
area.
shouldn't be able to do that. Those
It's like
fish-
coolies.
Yeah, just like coolies.
The only question on high fence is whether it's how you do you want to hunt in high fence or not. Simple as that. That's the only question about it.
Exactly.
I do if I can afford it.
You dang right.
Hook it up and track it down. 11:30. The Tiger. Here we go. Y'all hurry up, put the sausage up. People are showing up. They're trying to eat all our sausage. Hook it up and track it down. 11:30, the Tiger live today at Bellevue Meat Processing, right here in Bellevue, Louisiana. You know what? We didn't give away the cookbooks.
No, we're going to do that on the
That's right. We're going to do that on our Facebook page. Okay.
And the beanies.
We only got 2 baseball caps left.
That's it.
Dude, you brought a gross of baseball caps and we've given them all out.
Well, we had plenty out there.
I'm telling you.
They're all
Okay.
gone.
And now, Mr. What's his
Cubley.
name?
Mr. Cubley.
Mr. Cubley came over here and ate half the sausage.
Yeah.
Well, he ate y'all's half. He left part of my, left my half.
You know what's sad is the
We're about
green
to run
onion,
out of sausage.
the green onion and the jalapeno and cheese have always been my favorites. But this new Sweet Hot,
Oh, dude, it's good, man.
I'm telling you right
See,
now.
my wife will never eat this. It's too hot.
Really?
No, she won't even touch that. That ain't happening.
Can you imagine?
She don't like the jalapeno cheese.
Can you imagine using that instead of chicken in a chicken
Oh,
spaghetti?
dude, man.
Like a chicken spaghetti
No doubt.
with using like a nacho. I mean, not a nacho, but a jalapeno cheese.
Or even an Alfredo. Oh,
Oh,
dude.
wow. Good stuff. Hey, listen, if you're looking for some great hunting tips, you want to check out our new website, HUTDshow.com. It's loaded with video clips that's sure to make you a better hunter. This segment is brought to you by Nichols Department Stores, Gamakatsu Hooks, Spro Lures and K2 Coolers. Durable, heavy-duty, and lightweight coolers with real value that keeps items real cold at a price that's real easy on the wallet. One more time, it's the three guys that are making life difficult for you.
Also, don't forget the Hooking Up, Tracking Down show airs again Saturday mornings from 6 till 8 right here, 11:30 The Tiger, home of the LSU Tigers, and the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show.
We didn't get our best times to fish.
Yeah, Mike.
We need our V&M best times.
I was going to do it, but I was eating.
Yeah, we need our V&M best times to fish.
Well,
that is coming up for this Friday.
Yes,
Saturday.
1, 2, 3. Here's your K2 Coolers best times to hunt or fish. This upcoming weekend is rated as excellent. I'm going to kill a deer. And one of the best for the weekend of the year. There's only a 10% chance. You better rewrite this.
Yeah,
there is a 90% chance of rain Saturday and Sunday. That's changed in the last 24 hours.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. We're glad. Get your fertilizer out Friday or Saturday on your food.
Really?
Mild temperatures ranging from the mid-80s to the mid-60s. We will be under a new moon this weekend. Best time is mid-afternoon to early afternoon. Friday, 12:17 to 3:17 p.m. Sunrise will be 7:19 and sunset 6:34. Saturday, 1:02 to 4:02 p.m. Sunrise will be 7:20, sunset 6:33. Sunday, 1:50 to 4:50 p.m. Sunrise will be 7:20, sunset 6:32. This has been your K2 Cooler, best time to hunt or fish.
Okay, time change. Not the first weekend of deer season, but the second weekend of deer season. The first Sunday of November.
Oh, is it?
Right here, Daylight Savings Time is the November 5th.
Yeah, first Sunday of November.
You know, which only affects what your clock says when you, what your watch, your phone says when you're in the deer stand. It doesn't affect the sun coming up. It doesn't affect it going down. You don't have to go out there and change your timer.
No,
if your timer is set to go off right now at 30 minutes after daylight, right now, when you change the time, it's still going to go off 30 minutes after daylight. Your watch is just going to say something.
But one of the things you got to take into consideration is when you set your deer feeders like that, the days do get shorter. It will get daylight later during the season.
And it'll start backing up a little bit. But you don't have to go out there and change it because of daylight saving time.
That's why I always try to set mine, when I first put them out, first part of October, I go with whatever time it is right then, and whatever time it's going to be daylight, and whatever time I want to hunt in the evening. But I got to remember that I want it like an hour after daylight, so that I bought myself.
By the time you get into gun season, it'll be about 15 minutes or after daylight.
And one of the things that I hate the most is if my feeder went off before I got there, because you wonder that did the feeder go off? Did the feeder go? Because you don't walk down to your feeder. Did my feeder go off?
Yeah.
And you're sitting there the whole morning going, you know what? I bet my feeder didn't go off.
That's the reason I hadn't seen anything.
Exactly.
Couple of things going on around the community that are always that are noteworthy.
I didn't eliminate that, but
is Taste of Shreveport already over?
It's the first weekend in November. I think
that weekend, a Thursday, I think.
That's right, Thursday.
And they're going to be doing that indoors. They're doing it. I can't remember.
It's at Bossier Convention Center, Civic Center, unless they've changed it.
Thursday, November 2nd. Isn't that right?
Yes,
Thursday,
November 2nd. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as Bellevue goes.
Oh, whoa. Okay, here. Got a text. Let me read it. Doug Stevenson.
Eccles is the only human being that has scotch taped his screen,
the
screen of his
my
cell phone.
15-month-old grandson grabbed my phone, pulled it over, and it hit and shattered like
you can get a whole new screen for like $20.
Okay, the phone didn't cost but $19.
Okay.
I can't invest that kind of money in this. Doug Stevenson.
You might be in there.
Lives up at Plain Dealing and kills a lot of deer. Just sent me this. I have gone through.
Does he fix phones?
No. Plain Dealing, he's still on 2 tin cans on a string. I have gone through 10 deer processors before I found Bellevue. Will never use anyone else. Most professional organization out there. And that's unsolicited.
I got to say, another great testimony like that. My uncle,
wait a second, I said unsolicited. He said, now you owe me a hat. That's what he said.
We got 2 left.
Uncle Gary Brummett. never would let anybody process his deer. He is that person. He does not want a piece of hair on his deer. He always processes it himself. Very picky, especially when it comes to his food. He shot a deer in front of his house. I've told this story on the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show before. He was sitting in his carport drinking coffee, and a buck.
There's something wrong with the deer?
No. Yeah. Dead. A buck. He noticed all the cars out on Highway 171 start stopping out in front of his house. And he got to looking, and a buck was chasing a doe across all 4 lanes of Highway 171 there. And finally, a state patrolman, it was a deputy sheriff, DeSoto Parish Sheriff, stopped out there and is taking pictures because he's afraid that the deer is going to cause somebody to get hurt. Well, finally, the deer runs up close to Uncle Gary's house, so he jumps in his truck and runs down there. And I said, and he says, next thing you know, he says, that doe came running right in front of me, and he says, and then here came that buck. And I said, well, what'd you do? He says, I shot him in the neck. He said, I ended that chase right then and there. Well, he came to me, and he said, will you do me a favor? He said, you're always talking about that Bellevue meat processing. Will you take that deer over to Bellevue? And I said, yeah, I'd be glad to. He got that deer back, and he said, that was the finest deer meat I've ever eaten in my life. And he said, I could not have processed a deer any better than they did. And ever since then, he killed a couple of deer with me last year, and ever since then, we've made sure that every deer comes here to Bellevue.
Better place.
So you're saying on the radio that your Uncle Gary shot this deer out of a moving truck?
No, he got out of the truck. I
thought he was trying to get in the most.
And he was on his property. He got out of the truck, and the doe ran in there. He saw the buck, gets out of his truck, and shot the deer. And he had and the deputy sheriff was sitting right there. They really were scared somebody was going to get hurt with that.
Then he got a ticket for shooting out of a vehicle, a moving vehicle, within 50 feet of a road, and he dropped his spotlight.
That's 2 unbelievable stories today.
So what are we doing next week? I mean, I know that in 2 weeks we're at Davis.
Yeah, 2 weeks we're at Davis. Next week we're back in studio and our normal selves. So whatever that is.
Yeah, that'll be a good day.
Are you hearing any reports of white perch? Because I've gotten Uncle Gary actually went white perch fishing on Toledo Bend last week with Chris Locke, and they wore them out.
Guess what? Red River, I ran into 2 guys white perch fishing, and they are catching slabs. I saw one of them catch.
On Red River?
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
No, I was fixing to give a report. Somebody told me they called them down out of Circle Drive, but it was you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. As far as anything else, I mean, duck season. What are we thinking there?
Typically,
if we get some weather.
No, we're already seeing ducks come over.
Really?
Are you really?
Yep, already seeing a few ducks come over.
And you still got 3 weeks before season.
Oh, we got till November or something. Yeah, we got at least
17th or something like that, isn't it? 15th?
No, it'll be. Let me give it to you.
I thought it was November 12th.
November
11th.
11th. Veterans Day.
It could be. It could be any of those. Any of the above. How about the 11th?
Youth duck hunt.
We have a winner.
The 14th. November the 4th be the youth duck season. November the 11th will be opening the Louisiana duck season. November the 18th will be opening day of Arkansas duck season. And November the 28th and 29th, Mike Eccles and Johnny Geis will be shooting sandhill crane in Oklahoma City.
Hey, look
right.
Here.
Yes, sir.
The ribeye in the sky.
When is that? November what?
I'm not telling you because you can't go.
29th, and I'm just making sure I don't have anybody.
It doesn't matter. I won't be at the show. I won't be on the air the 29th. Ratings will plummet.
Or it'll be our best show of the year.
Hey, listen, once again, we got to thank Chris and Carla Nesbitt for allowing us to come out here and hang out again at Bellevue Meat Processing. If you have not gotten the opportunity to come by out here and try that new Sweet Hot sausage, incredible. Now, they still got their traditional green onion they've always had, the regular hot,
jalapeno
mild, the jalapeno cheese.
Smoke.
But you got to try the Sweet Hot, and it's time for us to wrap things up.
All right, here's this week's final word. We are so blessed to have sponsors like Bellevue Meat Processing. Chris and Carla Nesbitt have always been more than just one of our sponsors. They have become part of our family here at Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show. Their dedication to the customer base is proven each year with the long, hard hours of making sure you, the customer, gets the service you deserve. The next time you bring your next wild game or livestock to Bellevue Meat Processing, tell them thank you for always being there. For Mike Eccles, Gary McCoy, Jay Wiley, yours truly, Steve Graff, and Ruben back in studio, thanks for listening. Tune in next week right here on 1130 The Tiger for more Hooking Up and Tracking Down.